Hello, hello. Welcome for another slideshow brought to you by my good self, David Gordon, otherwise known as the Travelling Bard, all the way from the village of Saillant in this hidden part of southeast France. Today, I'd like to talk about Maurice Faure, a French political and cultural figure who was born here in my village of Saillant on January the 19th of 1850. Maurice Faure was born into a well-known local family which had been very politically committed. Actually, his great-uncle was none other than Jean-Pierre Archinard. He was strongly involved in the French Revolution. His own grandfather was mayor of Saillant during that same time, and his father, Ernest, had been jailed and exiled for taking part in an armed uprising against Napoleon III during a coup d'etat in 1851. Maurice Faure was a trained journalist, and his family returned to Saillant after the Prussian War and the fall of the Second Empire, the French Second Empire. Maurice Faure was elected mayor in 1892 under the Third French Republic, and held that title until 1919. Then he moved on to become president of the Drôme General Council, the Drôme being the equivalent to a county here in France, or a département. So he became president of the Drôme General Council, or County Council if you wish. Then he went on to become president of the Chamber of Deputies, then vice president of the French Senate, and finally Minister of State Education and the Arts in 1910. He married Elizabeth Crête from the Rhineland in Paris. It was in 1894. And he will die without descendants in Saillant in 1919. Elizabeth, his widow, will go on to live 20 years after his death, and unfortunately living a very precarious life. As a member of the Freemasons, Maurice Faure was able to gain a strong network of influential figures, which also helped to achieve his political goals. His ambitions were to establish a stronger link between the state and local interests, strongly against the death penalty, and voicing his concerns about prison life were inherent to his political work. He was also a firm supporter of secularization and education for all. In political assemblies, he was known as a gifted speaker, drawing attention and carrying his ideas with great success. But Maurice Faure had also a very full literary life. He spent his childhood in Alès, much further down in the south of France. And he was immersed in Occitan culture and language, to which Saillant also belonged. But as a trained journalist and passionate about local heritage and literature, he was a fervent advocate for preserving regional languages and cultures together with French taught in the new state schools. He got involved in establishing two famous 19th century literary societies, the first one called La Cigale, founded in 1876, actually together with Alphonse Daudet. And then he went on to found as well the Le Filibrige in 1879, which honoured Occitan language and culture. As an Occitan writer and poet, he was known as Jan Deugardoun, and his most remarkable poem was Neblo e Suleu, translated into Mist and Sunshine, in which he praises Saillant's heritage and natural beauty. It finishes actually by this phrase: "The Drôme is in love with Saillant, and its translucent wave passing along its green gardens wishes it could stop and gaze into our young girl's eyes, bringing grace and beauty to the water's edge." The rich legacy of Maurice Faure is inspiring. It belongs to a great orator who was committed to the values of the French Republic: social justice, humanism, and secularism. France's rich and varied territory also found an advocate for regional languages, culture, and natural environment. And that's all for today. But please come by again, and I'll tell you more about my village of Saillant here in the Drôme department, in this hidden part of the southeast of France. Until then, take good care of yourselves, and bye for now.